Welcome to RM Viaging, and today I just want to talk to you about my personal experience in starting a business. If you're watching this video, it's probably because you're looking to become a new entrepreneur. You're looking to start a business. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I first decided to start a business, I was young and I started a business. Oh my God. Well, we won't go back that far. But when I started my initial business, no clue what I was doing. And the social media content that's out now really wasn't available back then. So everything you sort of either had to know somebody physically or be in contact with some business or somebody who's in the field and doing it, versus now where you have social media like YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. You got all these social media aspects that you can use now to sort of get information for starting your business. But starting a business is a lot. And I'm not saying that to discourage you. I just want you to be serious because you can do it. You can do it. You can start a business. And I just want to kind of go over some of the things that I went through in starting the business. And hopefully this will be some helpful information to you. All right? Well, first thing everybody does when they get into starting a business is a name. What are you going to call your business? What's going to be the name of your business? And you know what? I've seen people that will go and just ask a ton of people, do you like this name? You think this is a good name? And you know what? You're always going to get it. I hate it. I think Lowe's is a stupid name, but Lowe's is a nationwide company. Just imagine if Lowe's would have said, no, I'm not going to start a business because no one seems to like a name and I can't find a name. So when you're deciding a name for your business, think about what you want to do. Think about it. What is the purpose of your business? What is your business? And as you're thinking about your business, you really need to think about what are you going to do? How is your name going to tie in with your business? Can people see what you're doing and relate it to your name? When people hear the name of your company, does the name of your company reflect the service you're providing? So, is there an easy way to choose a name for a company? No. You just got to find what works for you. You got to think about the service you're providing and make sure that your name somehow is connected to the service you're providing, or you have to connect it to the service that you're providing. I'm a writer and I love doing motivational and inspirational things. The name of my company is RM Viaging. RM is my initials. Viaging is a Portuguese word. It means journey, trip, travel. So when you hear RM Viaging, well, you're probably like, what the? Well, it's understandable. So when I came up with the name, I already knew that my website and every platform I created had to somehow connect who the company is to the service I provide. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. That takes more work on my part because everything I do now sort of has to lead into RM Viaging. So you got to think about that. I took that road with my company name, but I love my company name. I love the fact that this is about taking a journey, a trip, because basically everything I do is based on life's journey. How you travel through life, your journey through life, the roads you travel, the learning experience. So that's how minds connect. You have to figure out how you're going to connect yours if you take the route I took. Now, if you're, say, let's take one store, Books A Millions. Well, it's a bookstore. We have a lot of books. Connects. So, think about that when you're doing your name. Brand identity. Do I need a brand identity? I'm going to be honest with you, and Roberto Blake gave a great explanation for this. You already have a brand. You yourself are a brand. This is the one thing I tell new entrepreneurs. When you're thinking about going into business and you're asking myself, does my company need a brand? Well, guess what? You are your company. The way people see you is the way they're going to see their company. So if you have a negative impact on the people around you, you're getting a lot of negative exposure, that's going to affect your business. So you can't say, well, my business has this brand, but I'm this brand. It doesn't matter. They're separate. No, they're not. No, they're not. When you become known as you're establishing your business, you got to remember, as a business owner, everybody you come in contact with, the second you decide that you want to become a business owner, you now are connecting your brand, yourself, to your brand, the business. They are not separated. You hear all the time on TV when these CEOs get in trouble. Well, guess what? They don't just say the person's name. They say, well, the CEO of Lewis and Jones store, So you have to. I hope that's not a real store. Please, that's made up. But you have to realize that your brand. First, you got to understand what a brand is. It's not just colors and inks and logos. Your brand is how the company is represented. Your brand is the image you display when people think of you. Now, your logo and everything ties into that. So you're a brand. What is your brand? You got to figure out how you want to brand yourself. Are you going to brand yourself as a motivational speaker? Are you going to brand yourself as the top-rated graphic designer? Are you going to brand yourself as, a store that provides quality products at low cost? How are you going to brand yourself? You got to figure that out. But that depends on the service you're offering. And all this stuff, don't try to do it overnight. Won't work. It's going to change 1,000 times. But just remember that. You got to consider the fact that your brand identity is tied to you and the business. If your brand is customer service all the way, quality, then you have to make sure that that's what you're providing, not only for your business, but for you. Website. Oh boy, I can make a whole another 8 hours just on the website alone. I am using eHost. Now, nothing against eHost, but my first initial sign up with eHost was a little rocky. I signed up for eHost. Apparently, eHost switched over to another platform, which the entire rest of eHost people are on that platform. Somehow, when I signed up, I ended up being on the one and only platform that was shut down and nobody was supposed to use, and they wanted to charge. Oh, there's a whole other thing. But I'm not going to get into that because I might start going into a rant. But when you're signing up for a website, make sure you check into what's going to work for you. Now, you're going to hear the term, do you want a drop and drag site, which is more like a website builder. Drop and drag means the template is already there. All you got to do is add the text, add some photos, you're done. Simple, easy, clean. Now, if you get more into like the cPanel WordPress, it's a little more of knowing some coding, but you can be a little more creative. So it's not just simple as drag and drop. You just got to be a little more in depth with your knowledge in regards to building the website. But there's so many more advantages to the cPanel WordPress versus the website builder, which I found out. I'm using website builder with eHost. It only came with one email versus the cPanel platform, which came with, I want to say 25. Don't quote me on that. I know it was like 25 or unlimited, something like that. It came with a ton of email addresses. So I had to purchase another set of email addresses. So anybody who I work with, who works for me, I couldn't give them a company email address, which I want everybody working on a company email. But when it comes to your website, make sure you get your email right. Get your website right. Don't rush your website to get it out there. As far as web content, if you're not an English or grammar person, honestly, not my strongest point, which you will probably hear sometimes when my Georgia accent really kicks in. But when you're doing your website, make sure you have someone who can do your web content. Just if you know someone who's like English major and all that, just say, hey, would you mind just kind of proofing this before I post it? And just be honest about it. If you know someone that can do it, fine. Now, I have a guy by the name of Brian who does my web content for me. And honestly, we got the best working relationship. Brian is outstanding. I always say he's the spice. I bring the meat. I'm the butcher. I bring the meat. Brian throws that spice on it. So, but that's our working relationship. Brian is a great guy. So he's my web content. He does like my web content, my proofing, all that stuff. So I want to make sure my website looks good, presentable. So take time to do your website. I started my website work in, I think it was like a 4-month process, 4 or 5 months to get the website up. But I want a professional website. I don't want something rushed and just thrown up. I want people to look at my website and say, hey, this guy is a professional. This guy is serious about what he's doing. He means business. So your website represents you, your company. If your website looks sloppy, the grammar is not right, cheaply done videos, you know what's going to happen? People are going to look at people are going to look at your website and go somewhere else. They're going to think you're a joke. I have to be honest with you. The next thing, expenses. Whatever business you're starting, you got to consider the expense, because everything is going to cost. There's no such thing as a business that doesn't require expenses. And if anybody tells you that you can start this business for nothing, they're wrong. They're wrong. Even an author. I had to pay for Scrivener. I had to pay for my tablet. I had to pay for my camera. I had to pay for my phone service. Everything costs. And that was just starting up. So it costs some money. It may not cost as much as someone who's opening, say, a restaurant. You may not have that type of overhead, but you are going to have some costs. So take your expenses a little at a time. A little at a time. Plot, plan, be strategic about going about getting your business up and running. You'd rather take your time, have the finances, set what you can aside. When I first started my company, I was working a full-time job, doing stuff at midnight, overnight. Every minute I had free time, I was working on my company and working a full-time job. So do what you have to do, but be smart about it. If you're not financially ready to quit your job, then don't. Don't be stupid. Set things up, get things in place, find out about your business, get your business lined up and ready to go so you know where you're going. Okay? I just touched on the same thing. My next one was timelines. Set a timeline for where you want to be with certain points and how you want to do it, how you want to market it, how you're going to do your marketing. Be realistic. Some people will run out, throw up a website, get some business cards, say, hey, I'm in business, come talk to me. But their service module is not even set up. They can't adequately cover the services they're trying to provide. So make sure that you are kind of like knowing what your services are. You tested your products, you know your products, you know your capabilities, what your limitations are. Make sure that everything is the way it needs to be. Don't try to be unrealistic. Don't try to be a Fortune 500 company when you're really just, you're a small guy. There's nothing wrong with being that small company growing to reach that potential of a Fortune 500. Everyone had to start off small. Don't be ashamed of it. Learn your craft. Master your craft. Take time to go through the bumps and bruises. It's gonna be worth it. You're gonna appreciate the fact that you got that inside knowledge. You understand where you were and where you are to get to where you need to be. So be realistic about where you are. And like I mentioned before, Valuetainment, he does some great videos about determining where you are in the business world as far as which level. So if you're making $0 to $3,000 a month, don't try to get the impression that you're making $80 million a year and you got 500 people on your staff. Just be honest, hey, it's just me. Because when it's just you doing the business, your HR, your payroll, your IT, your building services, your housekeeping, you are PR, your marketing, you're the whole 9 yards. You are the company. So it's going to get tiring, it's going to get stressful because you're going to be doing so much. But that's why learn to tap into your resources. But be realistic about where you are. Set timelines for getting to where you want to go. And marketing. Make sure you are marketing yourself to the best of your ability. There's a lot of free marketing tools out there right now. Social media is a great way to start off. One thing I do want to say, especially to those who are writers, I hear a lot of people say, I'm writing a book, I wrote my book, I published it on Amazon, and I sold 20 copies. Why do you think that is? Let's take a look at Stephen King. Stephen King writes a book. He's got this powerhouse behind him for a publishing company. Now, Steve Harvey wrote the book, Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man. Now, would I say that's one of the greatest books ever written? No. Celebrities have this platform to promote their books to millions at a time. And because they're celebrities, they already have this huge following. So people are already flocking to them. Well, as the average person like me and you, we're not on the Oprah Winfrey Show. We're not on the Ellen DeGeneres Show. We're not on Jimmy Kimmel. So there is no one to give us that mass, national, international platform. Our platform is mainly our neighborhoods. So we have to work twice as hard to get what they're doing as far as marketing. So, but you know what? You can do it. What I suggest to you, if you are thinking about writing or starting a business, first, create some type of following. You know, if your service is baking, create you a social media accounts. Start following a lot of bakers, kind of watch what they're saying, look what they're doing. Start commenting, responding back. Build a following. Actually, start even looking at the fact that, hey, I like to bake. I bake this. Start posting pictures of your baked goods, talking about your baked goods. Have your friends taste it. Do they like it? Yeah. Do me a favor. Go to my Twitter site and tell the truth. Did you like it? Yeah. Build a following. Give people a reason that by the time you get started and open your business, it's like, wow, I know this guy. I've been waiting for him to do this. I'm on it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try her cooking. I'm going to try her, furniture, whatever, So when it comes to marketing, build a following. And take time to do marketing, to build a following. Market yourself. Not your product. Market yourself. Because the greatest investment you can invest in is you. So start investing in you. So if you got a service or product, don't just think because you open a business, put up a website that people are going to flock to it. No, you got to create a following. In today's society, there needs to be a reason for people to say, why should I read your book? Why should I follow you? Why should I come to your bakery? You're new. I can go down the street, they've been there for 70 years. But you know what? Because of that, they may not realize that you have the best cupcakes, cakes, pies, cookies that has ever hit this side of the world. So, take time to market, take time to build your marketing following, if that makes sense. I think it does. But take time to build a following. And the way you do that is don't try to sell anything, just post stuff about what you're doing. Hey, I tried this is my recipe, this is that. don't give away your secrets, but do things just as, hey, build a following. Hey, you got to post something that people want to know about, they want to hear about. And once you do that, then guess what? It all starts up. So, well, I hope this has been helpful. This is sort of an impromptu video, but I really does hope that it gives you some insight in starting a business. Like I said, if you want to start a business, do it. Never, ever let anyone tell you, no, it can't be done, it won't be done. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dream. Believe in who you are. And you know what? Your first business may fail. Mine did. Your second business may not go right. Don't worry about it. Keep going until you get it right. The more you try, the more you learn. Because you know what? A weightlifter doesn't just go into a gym and pick up 300 pounds. He does that by going to the gym every day. And every day he goes to the gym, you get stronger and stronger and stronger. Then all of a sudden, you're picking up bigger weights, heavier weights. It's the same thing with life. The more you try, the more you do, the better you get, the more you learn, the higher you go. Keep going for it. From RMVRG, I'm Reginald Maddox, and see you next time.